Hello guys, welcome to you all. So we will start this session with a blossom and bloom. Like I want you all to understand first before we move to the topics. First we will see who is our sponsors and how we have reached you, right? So first we will thank Skill Edge for arranging this masterclass where we have launched this Analytical Edge as a course where you can learn everything for free over YouTube and get everything. Okay, so it is an learning platform where you can learn the skills as well as you can learn the tech part, and you can enhance your enhance your career to a to a very transforming era of this industry, and you can start your career into analytics. So Skillage is a platform which will help you to move to the right point, to right career and to the right positions. Okay, so it is not just been one of the online portal. It has been the first and the most awarded portal. Okay, and it has been best startup awarded by IIT Kharagpur, and it has been recognized by in 2020. It has been recognized by TIE India Pune. You know about it, right? So, and it is the top 7 edtech startups. So you could imagine the level of work they are working, and they are putting their all hard efforts to make their students industry ready and get them placed with the right and proper appropriate knowledge, right? So if you want to know more, move to the website. There is a Facebook page as well with the name Skill Edge. And like if you want to do exploring on this site, you can explore and learn more about Skill Edge. And if you want to really grow in your career, join them. They will provide you 70,000 plus alive on live classes where live videos will be there. They will skill their students. They have onboarded more than 1,000 institutes. Apart from that, they have more than 200 plus companies there they have connected with. So it's a really very good platform with which you can grow exponentially. So really, I feel you should explore them once. Now you can see the advisory board and the people it is being formed through, and the associations like CEO Rohit Ghosh sir, who is uh, he's an owner of Jamboree as well, and he's also working with Insane, and he was a faculty of Insane, right? Faculty from a France university, right? And Shailendra Marathi sir, he is a CFO and co-founder of this. And apart from this, he is a pass out and gold medalist of IIM Bangalore. Apart from this, we have Prakash Bratna sir. He is a CRO. He is an IIM pass out. IIM Ahmedabad pass out. Then we have Sandeep Kumar, who is CMO, and he's an NIIT pass out. Now we will see what are the different types of data types in Python, and we will start our journey with the data types. First, what exactly the data types is? What are the different types of data types and how to recognize them? So before moving to that point, let's understand why we need to learn data type, right? Why we need to learn data type, that we will see. Okay. So whenever we are assigning any values, right? Whenever we are assigning any values, okay, here is your variable. Here is your variable. Whenever you are assigning some values, it can be integer, any number. It can be decimal, right? It can be number 11, 12, 121, right? It can be 0, 1.3, right? 0.7, 0.5, right? It can be a name, Yash. It can be Raj, anything it can be, right? So these are nothing but the values. Okay, these are nothing but the values. So we need to identify how many different types of values are there. How many different types of values are there? So these values are nothing but known as data types, right? What are the different types of values available in Python? Those are known as data types. ठीक है, तो डेटा टाइप्स क्या है? डेटा टाइप्स बहुत सारी जो वैल्यूज होती है जो हम वेरिएबल में डाल सकते हैं, राइट? उन वैल्यूज को पाइथन में क्या बोला गया है? डेटा टाइप्स, राइट? Let me share my screen. I think my screen is not visible. Okay. So variables क्या होते हैं? ये this sorry my screen was not visible till now. Variable, ये variable क्या है? एक नंबर हो सकता है. वैल्यूज क्या हो सकती है? वैल्यूज, वेरिएबल के अंदर वैल्यूज क्या हो सकती है? एक नंबर हो सकता है, डेसिमल वैल्यू वाला नंबर हो सकता है, नाम हो सकता है, राइट? सो दिस आर नथिंग बट योर वैल्यूज, राइट, विच यू कैन स्टोर इन द वेरिएबल. तो ये किस किस टाइप्स की हो सकती है? इस जो सारी वैल्यूज कौन सी जो जो अवेलेबल है, राइट, दोज वैल्यूज विच आर अवेलेबल in for assigning to the variable, those are known as values, right? So those values we are going to study as a data type. Okay, so Python has different data types which can store in the variable, and those variables are known as data types. Those values are known as data types. Okay, now we know data types क्या है? data types क्या है? data types है values, okay, which we can store in वेरिएबल. डेटा टाइप्स वो वैल्यू है जो हम वेरिएबल में स्टोर कर सकते हैं, राइट? ओके, नाउ यू कैन सी दिस. अच्छा, डेटा टाइप्स वैल्यूज व्हिच वी कैन स्टोर इन वेरिएबल्स. ओके सर, फाइन, परफेक्ट. moving ahead what is next? Okay, so there are two types of data types. ठीक है, डेटा टाइप्स के दो टाइप्स. which are those two data types? First is a primitive data type. Okay, second one is your non-primitive data types. Okay, so how these two data types are different from each other? How these two data types are different from each other? First data type, we will see there are distinguished into four parts. Okay, there are four parts under primitive data type. You will understand primitive data type better when you will understand non-primitive data type. Okay, so primitive data type are the homogeneous data type. ठीक है, primitive data types, okay, they are homogeneous data types. Okay, sir, what do you mean by homogeneous? Okay, and non-primitive data types are, they are homogeneous as well as heterogeneous data type. Okay, now what do you mean by homogeneous and what do you mean by heterogeneous? We will understand this. Okay, now you can see there are four different types of primitive data type. First one is your primitive data type. Okay, inside first one is your integer under primitive. Okay, second one is your floating value. Third one is your string, and finally fourth one is your Boolean. Okay, so there are four data types. First one is your integer, second one is your floating value, third one is your string, and finally fourth one is your Boolean value. Okay, so these are the four different primitive data types. Okay, now under primitive data types, first we will see one by one how how we can consider them as homogeneous data types, and you will understand what do you mean by homogeneous. Homogeneous basically means similar types. Okay, homogeneous basically means similar type, right? So first we will see your integers. Okay, so your integers are nothing but any value, any numeric value, any numeric value without decimal. Okay, any numeric value without decimal is known as integers. Okay, and they are represented as, they are as, ठीक है, they are represented as int. Okay, by int. Now examples, sir, examples. So here we go. Num1 is equals to 1. This is your integer. Num2, num3 is equals to, this is your integer, right? Num4 equal to, this is also your integers. So these are the examples of integers, right? And the data type of this, if you want to check, okay, if you want to check what kind of data type it holds, we have this type function. Okay, we have this type function which will help us to check, okay, what is the data type of your this number. If you want to see the data type, what you will do, you will write type parenthesis, inside parenthesis you will write num1 and run. Okay, we haven't created num1, it was int, right? ये किस डेटा टाइप का है, num1 वेरिएबल किस डेटा टाइप का है, int. क्यों? क्योंकि लिए इंटीजर स्टोर है. ठीक है सर, कौन से इंटीजर्स अलाउड है? एनी नंबर, राइट, a equal to 1, 2, any numbers, this all numbers, any big numbers are allowed, right? Any negative numbers, -5. Okay, this all are your integers. Okay, this all are your integers. ठीक है, so what we know, sir, primitive type मतलब homogeneous data types. Okay, primitive data type के अंदर 4 आते हैं. First is your integer, floating value, string and boolean. Integers, any numeric value without decimal, कोई भी नंबर बिना decimal के will be considered as integer. Integer का अगर type check करेंगे data type का, तो क्या आता है, int, right? Examples क्या है, 1, 43, 44, 1, any number, right? Negative as well as positive. Okay, so these are the examples. Okay, this is your integer. Okay, this quickly you have understand, you got through one premium data type, that is integer. Okay, now we are going to see the another data type. Okay, so what is your another data type? Is your float or floating value. ठीक है, any numeric value with decimal is considered as floating value. Any numeric value, okay, they are represented as float, they are represented as float. ठीक है, कोई भी डेसिमल नंबर्स को, ओके, डेसिमल नंबर्स को हमारे पाइथन में क्या बोला गया है, डेसिमल नंबर्स को हमारे पाइथन में बोला गया है फ्लोटिंग वैल्यूज, राइट? एंड दे आर रिप्रेजेंटेड एज फ्लोट. ओके, राइट. नाउ एग्जांपल्स क्या रहेंगे इसके, 1.1, 4323.3, right? 0.443, right? So these are all the examples of, okay, your floating values. Floating values में क्या रहेगा, with decimal, right? तो कहीं पे भी decimal दिखा, this means ये क्या है, floating value है. ठीक है, 0.53, 3.77 comma 4323 point, right? So these are nothing but your floating values. Okay. So you have learned two data types. First is your integer, second is your floating value. That easy it is. Okay. Now we are going to see the third data type. Okay. Now, sir, why it is homogeneous? You can see each and every elements in integer are all the same type. All of them are of same type, right? And we can assign one number, okay, a single integer, to single value, single variable, single integer to single variable, single value, single integer to single variable. That's why they are homogeneous, right? Now we are going to see string, third one. Okay, so what does string look like? We will see the definition of string. Okay, any numeric or alpha numeric or special character. What do you mean by numeric? Numeric means numbers. Okay, any numbers or alphanumeric. Alphanumerics with alphabets along with numbers. Okay, or special characters. Okay, star, hash, dollar, inverted commas, any of them. Okay, inside inverted comma. ठीक है, inside inverted commas are known as string. ठीक है, कोई भी नाम, कोई भी नंबर, कोई भी स्पेशल कैरेक्टर inside inverted commas, okay, are known as string. Okay, they are represented by str. Okay, they are represented by str. Okay, अब इसमें क्या आएगा सर? कोई भी नाम, नंबर या फिर कोई भी चीज या कोई भी अल्फा न्यूमेरिक कैरेक्टर या स्पेशल कैरेक्टर्स अगर इन्वर्टेड कॉमास में है तो उसको हम क्या बोलेंगे? स्ट्रिंग. कुछ भी अगर इन्वर्टेड कॉमास के अंदर है तो वी विल कंसिडर इट एज स्ट्रिंग. ओके, हियर वी गो. दिस इज यश. तो यश इज एन स्ट्रिंग, राइट? यश नाम है, राइट, स्ट्रिंग. हियर वी गो. यश 1 2 3. दिस इज ऑल्सो एन स्ट्रिंग. अल्फाबेट्स भी है, नंबर्स भी है, स्टिल इट इज अ स्ट्रिंग. ठीक है. नाउ NAY, NAN. सर स्पेशल कैरेक्टर भी आ गया, अंडरस्कोर, @ भी आ गया, हैश भी आ गया, राइट? इन्वर्टेड कॉमास के अंदर है, सो दिस इज नथिंग बट योर स्ट्रिंग. ठीक है. नाउ अब आपके वेरिएबल्स के, अब आपकी वैल्यूज कैसे लगेगी? हाउ इज योर वैल्यूज गोइंग टू बी? A इक्वल टू यश, ये भी आपका स्ट्रिंग है, ये भी आपका स्ट्रिंग है. 1 2 3 स्टार हैश Z, ये भी आपका स्ट्रिंग है, राइट? ये भी आपका स्ट्रिंग है. Right? So anything in the inverted commas are known as string. कोई भी चीज inverted commas में है तो उसको हम क्या बोलेंगे? उसको हम बोलेंगे strings, right? Okay. So strings are clear, right? Perfect. So पहला डेटा टाइप क्या था हमारा? पहला डेटा टाइप था integers, right? जिसमें सारे नंबर्स आएंगे विदाउट डेसिमल. उसको किससे रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं? int से. सेकेंड डेटा टाइप क्या था हमारा? Second data type is like floating values. Floating values मतलब क्या? Nothing but your decimal values. Okay, any decimal value will be considered as floating values. Okay, now third, string. Strings मतलब क्या? कोई भी नाम, okay, any name, Okay, name along with number, name along with numbers and special characters, they are known as string. ठीक है, कुछ भी अगर inverted commas में है, we will consider it as string. Okay, okay. Now these are the 3 points, 3 data types. Now comes your fourth one, that is Boolean value. What is Boolean value? Okay, if you are asking some questions, okay, like is it going to happen or not, okay, India will win or not, so what are the two possibilities? Yes or no. Okay, India will win today. Either this statement is true or false, right? Either this statement is yes or no. Whenever there is such kind of scenarios, when we are going to check, is it true or false? Is this condition or statement true or false, right? In that case, we will be moving to the Boolean value, right? Okay, so your value, one of the value can be true and false as well, right? If you write true, any value like true and false are Boolean value. Okay, any value they are like true and false are Boolean value. Okay, sir, still, so yes and no are Boolean? No. Sir, you said yes. So answer, what is the final answer of after yes and no? Sir, that statement is true, right? That statement is true. This means that statement is right. If that statement is incorrect, what we will get? False, right? Similar goes with the number. Similar goes with the number. So we have two things. True, this is the one number. Okay, so there are n numbers possible. Any number can be possible. 1 2 3 4 5 6 in the integers. Integers में कुछ भी हो सकता है, 1 से लेके 1000 10,000 कितने भी नंबर्स आ सकते हैं, राइट? नाम में कुछ भी आ सकता है, लेकिन ना बुलियन में ओनली 4 वैल्यूज आर अलाउड. 4 वैल्यूज ही है, 4 ही है. एंड सॉरी, ट्रू, फॉल्स, ओके, 0 and 1. 0 and 1. अच्छा, सो ओनली 4 वैल्यूज. कितनी वैल्यूज पॉसिबल है बुलियन में? सिर्फ 4 वैल्यूज. ओके, क्या क्या है वो? ट्रू, फॉल्स, 0, 1. ओके, और ट्रू को हम क्या बोल सकते हैं? और ट्रू को हम और बोल सकते हैं 1. फॉल्स को हम क्या बोल सकते हैं? और 0, राइट? एक्चुअली दो ही वैल्यू अलाउड है, that is true and false, but 0 and 1 को, okay, 0 and 1 को we can consider as true and false. Okay, under which scenario? किन सिनेरियो में हम इसको कंसिडर करेंगे? Okay, we will see this. So here we go. Okay, और इस बुलियन को कैसे रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं? They are represented by bull. They are represented by bull. बुलियन को रिप्रेजेंट करते कैसे है? बुल से, राइट? ओके, सो हियर वी गो. ट्रू एंड फॉल्स एंड 0 and 1, दिस आर दी टू पॉसिबिलिटीज. ओके ओके, अब एग्जांपल्स क्या होंगे हमारे स्टेटमेंट के? क्या हो सकते हैं? a इज इक्वल्स टू ट्रू, कॉमा फॉल्स हो सकता है, कॉमा 0, कॉमा 1, राइट? ये पॉसिबिलिटीज है. ओके, सो ये हो गया आपका बुलियन. सर बुलियन का फिर भी एक एग्जांपल, श्योर, वी विल हैव दैट. व्हाट इट इज? सर 0 and 1 को कैसे कंसिडर करेंगे? बुल 0, व्हाट यू विल गेट? फॉल्स, राइट? सो दिस इज हाउ योर बुल इज कंसिडर्ड एज फॉल्स. बुल 1, व्हाट यू विल गेट? ट्रू. बुल 3, ट्रू. सर एनी वैल्यू आई एम गेटिंग ट्रू, राइट? ओनली 0 के लिए फॉल्स आएगा. ओके, with any value means, right, 1 is considered as true. Okay, any value you pass consider in the your bool variable, right? Bool data type. In that case, what it is considered as? It is considered as something is on and off kind of. So 0 means off, any value means on. Okay, so you got it right. Perfect. So this is how we move with your Boolean values. Okay, now we are going to see the another part. Okay, that is your non-primitive data types. Okay, non-primitive data types, and we will also understand much better what is the difference between primitive and non-primitive. Now, non-primitive data types. Okay, so non-primitive data types are the homogeneous as well as heterogeneous in nature. Apart from that, whenever we talk about any group, okay, whenever we talk about any group, they will be considered as non-primitive. Okay, whenever you are talking about, whenever you are considering any group, जब भी आप कोई एक ग्रुप के बारे में बात करते हो, so those data types are non-primitive data types. And whenever you are working with a single entity, okay, a single entity, those will be considered as primitive data type, right? Here you can see, देखो आप यहाँ पे, ये इंटीजर्स क्या थे हमारे, एक समय पे हमने एक इंटीजर दिया, राइट, एक नंबर दिया, राइट, ये एक नंबर ही दिया है हमने, ठीक है, ये एक नंबर दिया, सो दिस आर इंटीजर्स. यहाँ पे हमने एक नंबर दिया, दिस इज योर फ्लोटिंग वैल्यू, राइट. यहाँ पे हमने एक नाम दिया, सो दिस इज योर स्ट्रिंग. लेकिन बुलियन में भी हमने ट्रू और फॉल्स यही वैल्यू देंगे, राइट. नाउ नॉन प्रिमिटिव के केस में क्या होता है, नॉन प्रिमिटिव के केस में यू कैन कंसिडर इज एज consider it as group. Okay, consider it as group. So इसके अंदर, okay, what are the different types of non-primitive data types? Non-primitive data types के अंदर कौन आएगा? First is your list. Second is your tuple. Third is your set. ठीक है. Fourth is your dictionary. Okay, first is your list, second is your tuple, third is your set, and fourth is your dictionary. ठीक है. So though this four will be considered as your non-primitive data types. Okay, right. So non-primitive data types के अंदर कौन आएगा? List, tuple, set and dictionary. Primitive में कौन कौन है? Integer, float, string and your boolean. Now let's consider list first. So what is the definition of list? Any value separated by comma inside square brackets, any value or any element. Okay, okay. So सर इससे इतना समझ में आ रहा है, कोई तो एलिमेंट्स है, ओके, जो सेपरेटेड बाय कॉमा है और स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट्स के अंदर है, राइट. सो दोज आर नोन एज लिस्ट, राइट. वेरी ग्रेट. नाउ they are, list is represented by list variable. List is they are represented by list. Okay, moving ahead, you can see examples of list. Okay, examples of list. लिस्ट होती कैसे है अभी आप देखो, ये मैंने एक वेरिएबल बनाया लिस्ट वन, स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट. क्या बोल रहा है? वैल्यूज जो रहेगी वो काय में रहेगी? स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट्स में. सो फर्स्ट वी विल सी योर वैल्यूज. ओके, or I will create this example directly over here. Okay, ठीक है, ये मैंने पहली वैल्यू लिखी, क्या चाहिए मेरे को, नंबर 1,2,3,4, राइट सर, मेरे को 4 नंबर साथ में चाहिए. सो व्हाट आई कैन मूव अहेड विथ द नॉन प्रिमिटिव डेटा टाइप. ठीक है, चारों को साथ में लाने के लिए आई हैव 4 वेज, लिस्ट, टपल, सेट्स एंड डिक्शनरी. पहला तरीका क्या है, लिस्ट. इसमें क्या होगा, आपके जितने भी नंबर्स है सब कॉमा से सेपरेटेड है. ओके ओके, सब कॉमा से सेपरेटेड है एंड ये हो गई आपकी लिस्ट, और काय में है, स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट्स में. सो एलिमेंट्स, एनी एलिमेंट्स सेपरेटेड बाय कॉमा, एलिमेंट्स सेपरेटेड बाय कॉमा है, इनसाइड काय में है, इनसाइड स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट्स, इनसाइड स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट्स. सो दोज आर नोन एज, those are known as list, those are known as list. ठीक है, अब इसका टाइप चेक करना है आपको, डेटा टाइप तो क्या मिलेगा इसका, लिस्ट. इसका डेटा टाइप क्या है, लिस्ट. इज इट क्लियर, परफेक्ट. नाउ यू कैन सी, ओके, नाउ यू कैन सी इन द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. सर इसमें तो सिर्फ इंटीजर्स है. ओके राइट, सो इट इज एन होमोजीनियस लिस्ट. ओके, इट इज एन होमोजीनियस लिस्ट ऑफ नंबर्स. ठीक है, इट इज एन होमोजीनियस लिस्ट ऑफ नंबर्स. क्यों होमोजीनियस है, सारे एलिमेंट सेम है, राइट right? आपके सारे एलिमेंट्स सेम है, एक ही टाइप के, सारे इंटीजर्स है, राइट, इसीलिए इट इज एन लिस्ट ऑफ नंबर्स और इंटीजर्स, राइट. मूविंग अहेड वी कैन सी दिस लिस्ट 2, दैट इज, अब मेरा पहला नंबर क्या है, 1.0, दूसरा इज 200, थर्ड element is Yash. These are nothing but your different data types. Okay, so this is nothing but your heterogeneous list. Okay, heterogeneous elements. ठीक है, heterogeneous elements क्यों है ये, why it is heterogeneous elements, the reason is we have different data types. अब आपकी एक ही लिस्ट है, राइट, एक ही लिस्ट है, लेकिन एक ही लिस्ट के अंदर यू हैव फ्लोटिंग वैल्यू 1.0, न्यूमेरिक वैल्यू इंटीजर 200, string, right, 1 string, 2 string, right. So that's why it is an heterogeneous element. Okay, and it is also known as list of mixed data type. It is also known as list of mixed data type. Okay, so this is all about your list, and list are represented by, list data type is represented by, okay, list, right. Okay, so whenever we are going to check what kind of data type it is, so it is of list data type, it is of list data type. Okay, now so there are various things which we can move ahead with. Okay, there are various numerous things which we can move ahead, like we can add values, we can remove values from the list, we can check number of elements in the list. Okay, we have number of things which we can move ahead with the list. Okay, okay, now you must have got why it is primitive and why it is non-primitive. In primitive we can have one value, okay, at a time. Here in the non-primitive, we can have more than one value at a time. Okay. Primitive is a it is a unique, your single values. Okay. Non-primitive is a group of single values. Okay. Group of values. Okay. Now, third point, your primitive ones are the homogeneous in nature. Non-primitive ones are heterogeneous in nature, right? Different data types in one data type, right? So this is how your two different data types are different to like, these are the two bifurcations in the data types. Okay. So let's move to the tuple side. Okay. Tuple. So what is this tuple? Okay. So let's see first what is the definition of this tuple. Tuple is any value, okay, or elements inside parenthesis. Okay. Tuple is any value or element inside parenthesis. Okay. Which are separated by comma. So you can see tuple is any value or element inside parenthesis which are separated by comma. So, okay. So it is basically exactly same as your list, where in list we have elements separated by comma in square brackets. Here we have elements separated by comma, but inside parenthesis. So what is this parenthesis? Your parenthesis is nothing but your round bracket. Okay. So round brackets in Python are known as round brackets. I need to provide some space. Round brackets in Python is known as parenthesis. Okay. Okay. Tuple kya hai? Anything which is inside this round brackets or parenthesis, okay, separated by comma, are known as tuple. Okay, sir. Now they are represented by tuple. Okay, tuple. They are represented by tuple. Now let's see some example. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. This is nothing but your tuple. And see the difference with the list. List 1 क्या थी हमारी? 1, 2, 3. So only difference is this square bracket. Instead square bracket we have a round bracket or parenthesis. That is the only difference between tuple and sets. Okay, sir. Now we will write. Got it? Now we want to check what is the data type of tuple. Okay, is it really tuple? So we will pass our variable under your type function, and we will see it is tuple. Okay, very good. Now moving ahead, you can see, is it possible to add different values under tuple as well? Yes. So we will see one more tuple, that is 1, 2, 2, 4.6, Yash, 9, right? Now you can see we have different data values. 1, 2, 2, 4.6, here 10. This all values can be clubbed in the parenthesis. Okay, and this are nothing but is your, this is nothing but your tuple. This is nothing but your tuple. Okay, now moving ahead, if you want to check again what is the data type of this tuple, it is going to be tuple itself. Okay, what it is? Tuple. Perfect. Now moving ahead. So the only difference which syntactically, right, like structure wise, what it is, यहाँ पे list में we have square brackets, and for tuples we have round bracket or parenthesis. That is the only difference while writing the code. Okay, there are many differences, like list are used very versatile, like the list has very much versatility, right? You can add, remove, change, all those things you can done, right? You can delete it. So there are multiple operations you can run it with. Tuple are very much rigid. You cannot do such operations in tuples. Okay, so that is the one difference. Now we are going to see, okay, another very important part, which is your sets. Third important data type, which is your sets. Okay, so what are sets? So any value or elements separated by curly brackets, sorry, separated by comma inside curly brackets are known as set. सेट क्या है? कोई भी वैल्यूज अगर इंस्टेड ऑफ स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट्स, इंस्टेड ऑफ राउंड ब्रैकेट और पैरेंथेसिस, अगर कर्ली ब्रैकेट्स के अंदर है तो उसको हम क्या बोलेंगे? सेट्स. दोज विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज सेट्स. ओके, एनी वैल्यू और एलिमेंट सेपरेटेड बाय कॉमा इनसाइड कर्ली ब्रैकेट्स आर नोन एज सेट्स. ओके सर. ओके सर, सेट्स में okay, they are represented by set. They are represented by set. Okay, now you can see this. How to write set? So here we go. Set 1 equal to, this is your set 1, 2, 3. Sir, all the data types are same. Yeah, there is small difference. Like किसी में square brackets है, किसी में parenthesis है, किसी में curly brackets है. बस ये difference है. और ऐसे different data types बन गए. इनका कोई use particularly? Yes, there is an use, right? Okay. So list, they have square brackets. Tuples, they have round or parenthesis. Sets, we have curly brackets, right? What is the peculiarity of sets? Sets का use क्या है? Tuple जो, अच्छा list, tuple का use क्या है? Tuple जो है वो बहुत fast है, okay? And tuple you cannot change and edit things. Entire tuple, एक बार आपने जो values लिख दी वो लिख दी, we cannot change it. List में we can change it, right? So that's why lists are mutable and tuples are immutable. Okay, immutable means non-changeable. Okay, mutable means changeable. Sets cannot be changed, right? Cannot be changed. They are immutable, right? They are immutable. Okay, internally they are mutable, but external they are immutable. Okay, सर क्या मतलब है immutable मतलब? Okay, तो जैसे आपने 1 2 3 लिखा है, right? Okay, अब आप चाहते हो कि you need to change this 3 to 4, तो this is not possible. Immutable means non-changeable. You cannot change this value, right? So this is nothing but your set. Okay sir, इसका type बताओ आप. Here we go. Perfect. This is nothing but your set. Now moving ahead, you can see this. सर इसका इसका पिक्यूलियरिटी क्या है? सेट का पिक्यूलियरिटी क्या है? सेट का बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट, सबसे बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है, इसमें डुप्लीकेट्स अवेलेबल नहीं है। ओके, ठीक है सर, एग्जांपल दो आप इसका मतलब। सेट टू बनाया हमने, सेट टू में हमने क्या लिखा? 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, राइट, कॉमा 3, 3, 3, 3। ठीक है, ये आपके सेट्स है। ठीक है, अब इसमें कितनी वैल्यूज है टोटल? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, around 14, 15 values, right? Now, when you will write your set again, when you will call your set again, सर कैसे? सर कैसे तीन ही वैल्यू मिल रही है? ओके, सेट का पिक्यूलैरिटी है, सेट डुप्लीकेट्स को अलाउ नहीं करता, सेट डुप्लीकेट्स वैल्यू को अलाउ नहीं करता। ओके, अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस सेट में नहीं रहेगा। ओके, any repetitive values. Okay, set cannot have any repetitive values. We will see this again with one more example. Set लिखा 1 2, यहाँ पे we have mentioned Yash. Okay, here we have mentioned Yash again, here we have mentioned Nayan, right? अब कितनी वैल्यू जाना चाहिए सर? 3. When we will write set again, we will get Nayan and Yash, only 2 values, right? There is one more point, there is one more point. Okay, that is in list, if we will in list, if we write 1 2 3, it will represent it as, if we have written 1 2 3 4, here we got the output as 1 2 3 4, right? Tuple we have written 1 2 3, 1 2 3, we got 1 2 3, right? But this is not the case with sets. This is not the case with sets. Sets में you will have not necessary Yash Nayan. No, he will look it automatically. Like he can look for it in any manner, any sequence. Okay, if you have written comma 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, right? So you can get it like this as well. Sir, 1 2 123 or 4 last में लिखा था. Still you will get it in any of the sequence, right? Okay, in any of the sequence. Okay, because they are unordered. They are unordered. उसमें कोई order नहीं है, कोई sequence नहीं है. Okay, so these are the few peculiarities. Okay, now moving ahead, we will be moving to the final data type, that is your dictionary. Okay, okay, now it is also, the definition for this dictionary is exactly same as your sets. Sets का definition क्या था? Any value separated by comma inside curly brackets are known as dictionary. Any value separated by comma inside curly brackets are known as dictionary. Sir, यहाँ पे भी ये definition है, any values or elements separated by comma inside curly brackets are sets. Sir, फिर कैसे दो सेम कैसे रह सकते? Right, right. Here comes the crunch. Here comes the crunch. But the elements are separated by comma. सर ये तो यहाँ पे भी था, right? But here elements are in pair. Okay, elements are in pair which are separated by colon. Okay, elements are in pair. Okay, okay sir, ठीक है. Elements are in pair which are separated by colon. Okay, what do you mean by this? सर इसका मतलब क्या होगा? ओके इसका मतलब क्या है? एलिमेंट्स आर इन पेयर और सेपरेटेड बाय कोलन. अभी तक आपकी डिक्शनरी, अभी वी विल सी दिस विद द हेल्प ऑफ एग्जांपल. ओके, एंड दे आर represented by ओके. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है ये. एलिमेंट्स आर इन पेयर विच आर सेपरेटेड बाय कॉलम. राइट. ओके सर एक एग्जांपल बता दो. राइट, हियर वी गो. ये हम डिक्शनरी बनाएंगे. सो दिस इज योर डिक्शनरी. ठीक है, अभी तक हमारा सेट्स क्या था? 1, 2, 3. ये क्या है हमारा? सेट. राइट. अब ये सेट के आगे मैं लिख दू num1. ओके, इज माय 1. num2, नंबर 2 मेरा 2 है. ओके, नंबर 3 ये मेरा 3 है. राइट. अगर मेरे को ऐसे रिप्रेजेंट करना है, नंबर 1 मेरा 1 है, नंबर 2 मेरा 2 है, नंबर 3 मेरा 3 है. सो ऐसे रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए ओके व्हाट आई विल नीड डिक्शनरी. राइट. ये नंबर्स मेरे को किसी के साथ चाहिए. राइट, अकेले नहीं चाहिए. सो इन दैट केस आई विल बी मूविंग टू डिक्शनरीज. व्हाट इट सजेस्ट. ओके, ठीक है. सो नंबर 1 कोलन, नंबर 2 कोलन. राइट. अब क्या हुआ? इसमें कितने एलिमेंट्स है? 3 एलिमेंट्स है. ये पहला एलिमेंट है, ये दूसरा एलिमेंट है और ये तीसरा एलिमेंट है. ये पेयर है. इसको बोलते हैं की. राइट, इसको बोलते हैं वैल्यूज. सो की कोलन वैल्यू पेयर. की कोलन वैल्यू पेयर. ठीक है. अच्छा सर, वन मोर एग्जांपल. हियर यू गो. पैरेंथेसिस. अब मेरे को नाम लिखना है. राइट, मेरे को किसी का डिटेल डालना है. व्हाट आई विल राइट? ये मेरा नेम है. राइट, कोलन व्हाट आई हैव रिटन यश. राइट. अब मेरे को समझ में आ जाएगा, अच्छा यश ये नाम है किसी का. राइट, कॉमा एज 27, हाइट 5.9. राइट. अब क्या हो रहा है? अब जो वैल्यूज है आपकी, वैल्यूज क्या है आपकी? यश 27, 5.9. ये क्या है आपकी? वैल्यूज है. और कीज क्या है आपकी? हाइट, एज और नेम. ये क्या है आपकी? कीज. राइट. तो अब हर चीज हर जो वैल्यू है, जो भी वैल्यूज है, उनको कुछ असाइंड है. लाइक दे हैव सम लेबल्स है उनके साथ. राइट, कि ओके यश क्या रिप्रेजेंट करता है? नाम. 27 क्या रिप्रेजेंट करता है? एज. 5.9 क्या रिप्रेजेंट करता है? हाइट. राइट. अगर मैं इसको इस तरीके से लिखूं तो आपको कुछ आइडिया आएगा कि क्या ये हाइट है, एज है, क्या है? राइट. ये मैंने लिखा यश कॉमा 27 कॉमा 5.9. इससे आपको कुछ समझ में आ रहा है? यश 27 5.9 कुछ समझ आ रहा है? नहीं, राइट? नहीं, इट्स नॉट क्लियर, राइट? ओके, बट अब अगर मैं यश के सामने नेम डाल दूं, राइट, तो अब क्लैरिटी आ जाएगा। अच्छा, लेबल आ गया, अच्छा ये नेम रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है। ये 27 क्या है? नंबर है, हाई वेट है, हाइट है, क्या है? राइट, एज है, राइट? सो नाउ इफ यू वांट टू राइट वैल्यूज अलोंग विथ लेबल, तो यू विल यूज डिक्शनरी। ठीक है, अब ये पेयर को साथ में कैसे लिखते हैं? फर्स्ट आपका की आएगा, कोलन आपका वैल्यू आएगा। ओके, सो दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कंसिडर एज की कोलन वैल्यू पेयर। ओके, की कोलन वैल्यू। अब अगर दूसरा दूसरा वैल्यू दूसरा आपको एलिमेंट डालना है, देन जो नॉर्मल है हमारा वही, लाइक कॉमा एंड अगेन दैट पेयर. So this is all about your all the data types, okay, which we have considered today. So we have considered a small recap. We have considered two types of data type. Data type are nothing but your values. Two types of data type: primitive and non-primitive. Primitive ones are the homogeneous ones. Non-primitive ones are the homogeneous as well as heterogeneous. They are in the group. Primitive one are the in single form. Primitive के अंदर आते हैं integers, floating values, string और boolean. Integers मतलब number, floating values will be decimal values, string will be your names, anything in inverted commas, boolean will be true and false. Non-primitive के अंदर we have list, tuple, sets, dictionary. Non-primitive is like a group of elements together, okay, group of values together. List में it is all the groups separate, all the values separated by comma, inside square brackets. Tuple, all the values separated by comma, inside parenthesis, that is round bracket. Sets, all the values inside curly bracket separated by comma. Okay, dictionary, same, all the values separated by comma, but here values will come with pair, values will come in pair. So that's all for the today's class. Okay, we will continue this class with some different examples and some superpowers. So all these different data types have some superpowers. We will see how to work with them and how to read them. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you for being with us. And here are some questions for you in the chat box. Please follow those questions. And here we go. Here we move with your question answering session. Now tell me, what are the different data types? You can mention your answer in the chat box. Okay. So here comes your next question. Int representation of floating value or integer. Int is a representation of floating value or integer. Tell me quickly. I'm waiting for you all in the chat box. Int is a representation of floating value or integers. Okay, let's move to the other questions. What are the different types are there in the primitive data type? What are they? Integers. Very good, very good. How many of them are there? How many? Number. Primitive data type के अंदर कितने data types आते हैं? Very good. Very good. 4. 4. That's the right answer. There are 4 different primitive data types. First is your integer, floating value, string, and Boolean. Very good, guys. Very good. So answer for this third question is int is represented as integers. Okay. Int is a representation of integers. Float is a representation of floating values. Different types of data types. There are 2 different data types, primitive and non-primitive. Okay. Okay. Which bracket we use in list? So we have left last question. Which bracket we use for list? Very good, guys. Very good. So this means you are following the session properly. And yes. So we are open for questions. Okay. So I will be continuing for next 5 to 10 minutes for the question answering session. If you have any questions, you can ask in the chat box. I will answer those questions directly. Please move ahead with your questions. Okay, this seems we don't have any questions. So I would like to wrap up this session. And thank you, guys. Thank you for being with us. Thank you all. All the best. And let's meet in the next session where we will be seeing data types with their superpowers or their functions they are allowing. Okay. And how to use them. Thank you, guys.